October 10th, 2010, also known as the day Radiohead released their free album In Rainbows. So yeah, in 2010, Radiohead released In Rainbows with no label at all. It was their own self-release, and they gave people the option to choose how much they wanted to pay for it. They then released this album internationally with a label, XL Recording, but technically, yeah, Radiohead did release a free album. To a lot of more hardcore fans, I would say, In Rainbows is their best work. You can't really argue with OK Computer, though. I don't think Kid A is their best, if I'm being honest with you. But I can see and I can argue the fact that OK Computer is their best. But in my personal opinion, I think In Rainbows is hands down their best work. Every song sounds and seems a lot more emotional and heavy than any other song on OK Computer or Kid A, besides maybe How to Disappear Completely. And I know that Radiohead has a stigma of being a depressing band, releasing depressing songs, but I think this is straight up their most depressing sounding album, even beating out even OK Computer. Because personally, I don't find Paranoid Android depressing or Karma Police. So In Rainbows begins with 15 Step, which is a really weird rhythmic 5/4 kind of synth and hypnotic song. Personally, I think the best part of this song is the bass line, especially when it comes in over the top of Tom York's vocals. And the bass is something that I think makes this album so good. And I mean, I'll be talking about this so many more times because Colin Greenwood's on a different level in this album. And then it gets to Body Snatchers. And these first two songs are not my favorite, but I do like them. Body Snatchers has this really driving and interesting rhythm on the guitar. And I love how York plays that while singing. That's pretty next level. I haven't actually tried to figure it out, but from what I've looked, it seems like it's got a little bit of skill involved to it. And then I think the next set of songs solidify this album, starting with Nude. I mean, Nude first starts off with this just really beautiful bass after some more interesting sounds. But like I said, the bass on this album is always going to slap. It doesn't matter what song you're on, there's always going to be some sort of bass line that is kind of like a melody. And this one is certainly like a melody. I mean, we've all heard it. Obviously, it's played on the bass, but that line drives the whole song. And then Tom York's vocals over top are really beautiful. I mean, this song in one essence is beautiful. I talked about it a lot in my top 10 Radiohead songs, so check that one out. Let me get to Weird Fishes. So it starts out with probably the best drumming Phil Selway has done on any Radiohead song, and one of the best picking patterns and picking chords that I'm not sure how people come up with it, but that's really cool. Obviously, I didn't play the correct rhythm because it's a little bit longer than that. But that rhythm is such a hypnotic driving rhythm. And Ed O'Brien's vocals in the background when we're getting to that middle section. I'll play a clip of that right now. But just that little touch makes the song really good because it's something you look forward to. And then that gets to the super, super lush and simple and really beautiful All I Need. I mean, again, the bass has a little bit more of a fuzz effect to it, but again, it's driving. It sounds a little more like a synth, but again, it's the best part of the song until the ending. But this song is just really, really soothing and really nice just to listen to if you're in a really calm mood, because it's a calm, beautiful song. And then it gets to Frost Arp. I don't even know how to pronounce that. This song is, obviously the worst song on the album. It kind of just feels like they're messing around a little bit, but it keeps kind of the same vibe of the album going. I think you could have left this off, and it might have made the album better. It's always pretty much a skip for me. I'm not gonna listen to it. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen to it. Then getting to Reckoner. That pretty much drives the whole song forward. And Tom York's vocals in this are super, super pretty and make this song what it is. And then House of Cards is honestly probably the second worst song on the album. It's too slow and it's too long. It's 5.5 minutes long. But I mean, it sounds really nice. Like, the sounds there are really pretty and beautiful, but it just takes too long. And it doesn't build up or change into anything. It's just kind of the same thing over and over again. But I do think that the guitar riff is really nice. And that leads to Jigsaw falling into place. I mean, I've talked about this song. It's on my top 10 Radiohead songs. It's number 2 because I don't think it's their best. It's my favorite, but it's not their best. This song is like, there's never a moment where it's not gonna hit. Jigsaw is my favorite song for so many reasons, starting with the bass. I mean, that bass line on Jigsaw is insane. I don't know how he came up with that, but you need to watch like the bass tabs along with that song and look at all the ghost notes, look at all the little rhythms and stuff and all the octaves jumps. It's so nice. The unique guitar tuning to the song, driving it forward, is so good. And I love he starts off in, a lower voice, but then goes up an octave to higher stuff. And that leads to Videotape. So Videotape, I don't think Tom York is great on this song. I think what makes this song is the actual instrumentals and that kind of like delayed like slap of like a wooden stick or like a wooden board or something. And also the message behind creating a videotape for your family after you die. I think it's a great way to finish what I think is their most depressing and their best album. Like I said at the beginning of the video, OK Computer, if someone says that that's their best album, I'm not arguing with them because it is. I think it might be a little overrated in the grand scheme of music, but in Radiohead's discography, it might be their best. I know for a fact In Rainbows is my favorite, and there's a difference between favorite and best. I mean, the raw emotion from every single band member is unlike any other Radiohead album. I believe in this album, I believe all Radiohead members are doing their absolute best work. I mean, Ed O'Brien's guitar work and backing vocals in songs like Weird Fishes Less Arpeggi is so top notch. And then you also add in Colin Greenwood's bass. I mean, this is his best bass work probably of his life. And I believe his bass work takes the album to a whole new level. Johnny Greenwood's guitar work, again, is also such a nice touch. He's a little bit more muted on this album, per se, rather than like in OK Computer or The Bends. But I do think he delivers a lot of really important synth parts too. He plays the keys a lot. Selway's drumming is always on point. I mean, listen to Weird Fishes. That's literally probably his best drum song. And then finishing off with Tom York's vocals. Here he just sounds so emotional and so raw. Moon-Shaped Pool, he's pretty also emotional. But here I just feel it and I hear it a lot more. And I might have a little bit of experience bias to this song and when I started listening to it. But I believe that this is their best work. Let me know what you all think. Obviously music is all up to perspective. So I can see if you disagree with me and I would, if you agree with me, awesome. If you don't, also awesome. Radiohead is great, even though they get a little bit of a bad rep, especially now on TikTok. But other than that, see you guys next time.